And we are back. We have so much to talk about today. Welcome to Chicks No Dicks, where we unabashedly and wholeheartedly talk about football, politics, love, hopes, and dreams. All done without tearing anybody down, without any shame, with fierce love in our hearts. And number one rule is to be cool, be loved, and don't be a dick.
Don't
I
be a
am,
dick.
I am Fenecia.
I'm Genessa. I am talking to you from the home of the Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks, baby. Let's hear some noise. See. Come
Hawks.
on, Phoenicia.
Okay, so
Well, I'll finish it. Seahawks. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
there we go. How do you feel?
Oh, it's been okay. So today, it's been what, 8, 9, 10 days? Not tracking time. Yeah, I feel great. We needed this, honestly. Like every friggin' city that is progressively valued needs this win right now. So it's been very fun to win the Super Bowl. It's just joyful. I have forgotten, honestly, amidst all this craziness that we're living in, how good it is to feel happy and joy.
Yeah, tell us about the parade a little bit. You
The
sent the video. You
parade
have to share
was
it.
awesome. You
Nice.
know, I mean, there are a couple of little critiques I have that they could have done better. It would have been nice to have some big screens. But, when a million people get together and there's not a single arrest, just remind you of the goodness of humanity. The players were so psyched. One of the things that was funny about this year is that I was like, wait, do these players have personality? It was hard to tell. Like,
Yeah.
does Darnold have a personality, or is he just like, I'm so even keeled, I'm just like a flat line?
Yeah.
And they were off the buses, in the streets, cheering with the fans. It was 30, 40 people deep. It was, the streets were packed and then it was going up the hill. It was just pure joy, pure happiness.
Yeah, I bet it was a reminder of why we love football. I know we talk about all the time, like as cruel and, just a lot of things that go into it. Why do we still watch football? But I think it's those moments there that still, it brings you that love, that hope, that peace, that community, and it's beautiful. I'm so excited for you guys. Obviously, I'm a Bills fan, right? I wanted us to go. Janessa and I, we made a prediction like Bills, Seahawks Super Bowl, right? It didn't happen. However, the season, I kept telling Janessa, like, Janessa, you got to have faith in your team. Darno, that's your guy. That is your guy. And Genessa was just like even kill. She's like, I'm going to support, but I'm not going to get my hopes up high. I said, no, you got to believe. You have to believe. So we got to share the messages and videos and all that other stuff with you guys so you can see how this was happening real live, like in real live action. Like it was insane. I'm so happy for you guys. Darnold deserved this. First quarterback of 2018 to go to the Super Bowl. Tell us about his story, Janessa, leading up to the Super Bowl.
All right, I'd love to do that. I wanted, before I go into Darnold, I actually want to just talk about the messaging and the importance of so many things that you just said. One is one of the most unique, why do we love football? It's adrenaline, it's drama, it's story, you never friggin' know what's going to happen unless you're playing the Jets, and then you absolutely know what's going to happen. But, I think the thing is that in football, I see two things that I would love modeled in our society. This segues nicely to Darnold. One of the things is, any press conferences you watch with players and coaches before or after the game, they do not bash their opponents.
Mm,
There is some smack talking. It's rare. Like the
yeah.
49ers will smack talk the Seahawks. You don't see them doing it in reverse very often, but the Niners are they're babies. What can we say? But I just smack talk them. I mean, fans smack talk, but the players, they're like, this is an excellent team. They're great competitors. They put everything out there. It's positive. And then after the game, everybody comes together and they hang out and they hug and they chit chat, and it's,
Or
you know,
grief.
or grieve, right? I mean, in the Super Bowl, it's pretty rough, but
Yeah.
you see people exhibiting genuine respect and kindness. And
That's very
I love witnessing that. Like, I hope the Democratic Party is watching this. So
mm,
when we go into primary season, they're like, be like football players. Sure,
mm,
there's a ton of other stuff we could bash about the way the NFL is run, the fact that they don't take political stances after the murders of Alex Preedy and Renee Good and all the other people, all the shit going on with ICE, when it would be so amazing. That Kaepernick has been blackballed or
mm,
blacklisted is egregious. Like,
right.
when the Broncos lost Bo Nix, they should have called Colin Kaepernick. He's ready.
Yeah, for sure.
So
For sure.
there's things that need to be better, but that idea of being a good person
Mm,
and being kind to each other, I really love. And so that segues me to Darnold's story and what you were saying about faith. Like,
mm.
all season long, you were like, keep the faith. Like, even when the Bills were having, that was a brutal game
Ugh,
to watch the Bills, just friggin' melt down. Like,
yeah.
they lost that game.
Yeah. They
Like,
did.
that game was theirs.
Yeah. Yep.
The thing about faith, Fenecia, is that even when the Bills were having that game, you were like, I believe. And then afterwards, you were like, I'm super sad, but I still have faith. I still
Yeah.
believe in my team. I'm not fair weather. I'm in it to win it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that feels good. There's something about that. There's something about that magic, that hope, that thing. Sam Darnold, drafted by the Jets, worst team. Like, just a worst team.
I
Terrible
thought
place to
that's to
be.
get rid of him.
The whole I'm seeing ghosts meme.
Mm,
Then traded to the Panthers.
mm,
Nothing good going on for him there either. Backup quarterback for Brock Purdy at the Niners. That's probably where he really learned a ton because
mm,
Shanahan's a ridiculous coach. And
mm.
then, going to the Vikings,
Mm.
winning 14 games, and,
Yeah.
not having a great game. Last two games were bad. The game before the playoffs against the Lions melted, and then
Yep.
terrible game against the Rams. So
Yep.
Vikings cut him, Seahawks take him. I'd love to hear your point of view on this. Said he believed.
Mm-hmm.
He believed. Like, why don't we have more of that?
Mm. Mm. Because Sam Darnold knows exactly who he is. Think about playing high school football, right? He had to play on varsity team, had to do well in college, obviously, had to do well enough to get drafted. It's like levels to this. And it's up to you to keep strengthening yourself, to keep going and climbing, despite of, where you start. Anytime you enter a new level, you always at the bottom, but the goal is to always climb the top. And it's not so much of like greed, it's just who you are, right? It's just the climb, it's the passion. You see a goal, you go after it. You do everything that you have to do, despite of naysayers, you stay focused. You stay focused on the prize and the goal. And I think that's what Darno did. Um, and not just to highlight Darno, the Seahawks as a team, oh my God, you guys are dynamic. I love your running back. I love Walker. Like he was amazing. Who was he playing for? I know somebody got injured and he was like, this is my brother. I got to win the Super Bowl for him. And he played his heart out on it. He left everything on the field. You guys were amazing. From the special team to the defense, the coach, the owner, like the
Mhm.
new owner. I mean, everything was great about the Seahawks. You guys deserve it this season. Like it was amazing. It was great.
Thank you. Yeah, it feels so good. We're
Yeah.
really happy. I do want to say something, two things that you triggered. One is, during the awards ceremony that happened at the stadium before the parade, I don't know if you had a chance to see that or if they even broadcast there. So John Schneider, our GM, who, did a remarkable job recruiting players, obviously. He built a
Mm,
friggin' awesome off the hook team. But he talked about how during this last year, like 5 or 6 players lost their dads, like people
Mm.
like their dads died, and then one
Yeah.
player lost their brother.
Mm.
And it was interesting to hear him reference that in his speech at this, stadiums packed with people, the Lombardi's there, the players are all on stage, and John Schneider's talking about everybody who has passed, including Paul Allen. He mentioned him as well, who was, the owner of the Seahawks. Now
Hmm.
the Seahawks are being sold. Very sad, very sad.
Yeah.
Please, somebody good buy them.
Right.
Um, but when I thought about it, and I'm curious what your thoughts are, this is that I was curious, like, why did he mention that now? And then I
Mm.
thought about how everybody on this team has talked about how they've never been on a team like this. Like Leonard Williams, this is his 11th year.
Wow.
Big Cat, his 11th year in the playing football. And he's like, I've never been on a team like this. And maybe there was something in all these losses that brought people into a depth level of spirituality, of connectedness, of
Mm.
grief, of vulnerability that actually creates dynamic culture.
Mm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, and I mean that's all I want is to be part of dynamic culture. I mean that's what's
Yeah.
fun about being a fan is it's a
Yeah.
dynamic culture. It sucks when you have a quarterback who is been accused of I mean I don't have this the Browns of sexually assaulting, Deshaun Watson. That dude shouldn't play.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he is just like Trump shouldn't be president. Like, you're going to arrest Prince Andrew and not arrest Trump? Like, we
Yeah.
should hold people to high standards. And I
Right.
think that's what feels good about being a fan of this team. Jody Allen taking over for Paul Allen.
Mm.
Good people.
Yeah.
Selling the team because Paul Allen said, I'm going to give away all my money. And this is
Yeah.
part of the money I'm giving away to charity, is this
Mm.
team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You know what though? Now that I'm thinking about it, because we said it this season too, like you guys had the best luck of all times. I remember that one game, I forgot who you guys were playing. He was like, "Did you watch that game?" And the backward pass where the guy that
Rams.
Darnold
That
threw
was the
Ram,
Rams game. Won by
Darnold threw
1 point.
1 point. Listen, Darnold threw the backward pass, and the guys were just so happy to be in the end zone, and he picked up the ball. Didn't even realize it was a touchdown, but it just showed, I think, in as to what you're saying, right? There's a such thing as good overtaking evil, right? Hate knows love to cure it, right? There was so much love that the spirit, energy, the brotherhood, the sportsmanship, all those things uplifted that team. The people that went before them, their brothers, the owner, another player, I believe, I don't know who else you said passed away, but it was really a good spirit, a good energy because they fundamentally had their core belief in faith and love and unity and community. So once it's they are really, we should really probably try to talk about that more because honestly, like once we see like things like that come together, that spirit, that's love, and that's what brought them forward, that's what kept them together, and that's what brought them to the Super Bowl because they all believed in something, they all loved each other, they all supported each other. And if I feel like once we become a collective community, right, the collective faith, collective healing, collective love, we'll see the same thing in our administration we'll be going through right now as a community, as a democracy, as a human race. So you guys are a perfect example. Even the Bad Bunny halftime, right? It was, you know, I don't know Spanish, but I know a few words. However, I didn't need to know to understand what was going on during that performance. It was culture, it was love, it was, something that he was proud of. It was his faith. It was bringing something to light, and hopefully we can carry that forward going, forward and in the next year to come. And hopefully we can look at the Super Bowl and really look at it as not a sense of just a Lombardi, but what brought them to that Lombardi? What did they have to do? The things that they endured, the things that they faced. How did they overcome them? How did they overcome together? Looking at the Super Bowl, how can we all come together collectively, celebrate and love one another? Different backgrounds, different lenses of life. How can we all be just come this one human race?
I think that's the question of our times. I mean, and I think what Bad Bunny did that was so exceptional. I mean, everything Bad Bunny did was exceptional. Like that was off the hook. We are still rewatching it, listening to
Yeah.
it, just joying in the beauty of the Latino culture of what it did to people. Yeah, you don't need to know Spanish, but what Bad Bunny did that I thought was the most brilliant thing is when he named all the Americas.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All the Americas. I mean,
Uh-huh.
to be Puerto Rican and not and be a territory of the United States and not have any representation in our
Yep.
Congress is a crime.
Yep. Yep.
To be Puerto Rican and have all this nonsense, these people that just have joined the hate train, lazy people, that's what I think. Hate is so lazy.
Yes.
Join this hate train and just be like, he needs to sing in English. They're not American. I'm like, dude, he's American.
Yeah, he is actually.
He's part of the
Ignorance is
Puerto
leading us right
Rico is
now.
part of the United States. And
It is.
actually, he told a story. And you know what? These boundaries we've created, these countries, this territorial ideology, it's fear based.
Yes.
And, I think even football, I mean, you can bring it back again to football. Like, your expression of football teaches me. Like,
Mm.
you're like, you need to get out of fear state. Like,
Yes.
I learned something about myself. Like, why am I afraid we're going to lose instead of hopeful we're going to win?
Yeah.
What is that in my brain wiring that
Uh-huh.
lets fear be the dominant choice
Yep.
instead of hope and belief?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
why are you the opposite of that?
You know what? And that's why the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl one year. We don't know when it's going to come, but we believe, okay? We don't care. Like we believe because we know it's going to happen. And it's just like it's faith. You got to have faith no matter what it is. You have to have faith and you have to be consistent and persistent. Like it's just something that's embedded in you. I think it's easier, like you said, or lazy for us to think of the worst, right? Instead of actually hope and believe, because you got to put a lot of energy into it. You have to face a lot of setbacks and, you have to face disappointment if you allow yourself to believe and be let down. But what if you actually believe and it happens? What is it? It inspired you. Here we are today, back when we're back on a new
I mean,
episode.
I know in my heart of hearts that the
Uh-huh.
only way to experience joy, possibility, opportunity, creativity is to believe.
Yes.
I mean, I know that. That's why everybody loved Ted Lasso. It was about
Mm,
believing in the best of us, you
yeah.
know. And when you remind me, I'm like, yes, I have it. It's already in me. Like I have the faith, but I forget. Like fear is so strong.
It is.
And it's interesting, like to even go back to the Seahawks locker room, is that one bad seed could have ruined that connectivity.
Yeah, right.
One bad seed just could
One.
have broken that.
One. Let's be honest though. Who was number 27 again?
Oh, Reek Woolen. Well, he's a, he's a little dysregulated during the game. I mean, I my guess is they don't re-sign him. He's a
Uh,
he doesn't get a contract extension. What do I know? I don't know what's
yeah.
going on
I
there.
mean, he's a great player, right? But again, the
It's
one
high
bad,
risk. It's
yeah, it
high
is.
risk.
It
I
is.
mean,
But this team was
hmm
so strong, and it was they're unbreakable, right? Despite of
yeah,
who tried, no negativity, no bad energy, no bad plays could break them. They came back stronger because they were playing for something more than themselves. It was
yeah,
more than them. It was about the team. It was about
yeah,
the people who believed in it. It was about the faith. They were driven more than just themselves, and it wasn't selfish. It wasn't
yeah.
self-centered.
Yeah. And then I think also like Ernest Jones, who came from the Rams, along
Mm,
with Cooper Cup, but Ernest Jones came from the Rams. And when they were smack talking Darnold after the Ram, I mean, he threw four interceptions in our first game with the Rams. We still almost won had he been, had Myers made that field goal. It was long, it was 61 yards. That's a really long
yeah.
field goal. But had that happened, we would have won that game and he would have been the hero. He could throw 4 picks and still beat the Rams. Rams are tough to beat. But the thing is, at the presser afterwards, Ernest Jones was like, "You're going to talk about my quarterback poorly? Fuck you." And then at the parade, he wore this Sam Darnold shirt with this huge flipping the bird finger. But he was just like, you know what? And that, I think that's what I'm craving. Like, not just out of my football life, but out of life. Is like, I want to be, and I want to be part of, and I want to be part of the creation of cultures of possibility. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you don't do anything hard without believing it's going to work out. I mean,
Yep.
look at friggin' Lindsey Vaughn. You know Lindsey Vaughn, the skier?
Yes, 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 yes.
I mean, there's like, I was just thinking, I need to have a poster of Lindsey Vaughn hanging to remind me that it's that faith thing. Like, I believe in myself. I'm going to train hard and I'm
Mm.
going to do hard things because it's better to risk failure by doing
Mm-hmm.
hard things than to
Mm-hmm.
not participate at all.
Would at all. And not
Yeah.
because what are we here for?
Yeah, what
Like,
are we here for?
what are we here
What are
for?
we here for? I mean, we're here to connect and to like live wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly,
And
every
that's what
single day,
feels
second
good
of my
about winning. It's also what feels terrible about losing.
yes,
It's
yes.
it's that wholehearted expression of being alive.
Yeah, yeah. And I say it all the time, even like going back to the Bills, it's not about us losing, it's how we lose. It sucks when we lose because of us. If we're playing a great team and we gave it our all, fine.
Yeah.
But because we put ourselves in a way, it's like that's difficult. So it's difficult not to take those risks. It's difficult not to try, not to believe because what if it actually happens, you know? And then once you do get yourself to that level of, actually believe in and doing, you learn on the journey, on the process. Okay, this is something I have to think differently, I have to do this differently. You'll get there eventually. It just depends on how long you want to keep going and be persistent about it.
Yeah.
So I hope we can do that as a community. We have to. We have no
We
choice.
have to.
We
I
have
mean,
to.
with that in mind, if we were to offer any advice to each other, to anybody who's listening to this, anything we hope for, I want more Bad Bunny. I want more high vibration truth telling.
Yep.
I want to feel more certain that my heart will guide me in the right direction, that
Mm.
the universe is intrinsically good. Like,
Yep.
I tell people all the time, because we're living in these fraught political times, I don't feel like my role in this time is to be a resistor.
Mm.
Resistance is heavy.
Yeah.
My role is to look forward with light.
Yeah.
What do we build next?
Yep.
And I want to build something that looks like what I just experienced with my team.
Yep.
Positive, possible, hardworking, connected, and it's spiritual on some level.
Okay, close this out.
I'm going to still ride this joy train, Fenecia, and I'm
You
hoping that
should.
next year it's our teams together. That's going to be tough though.
It's gonna be so tough. We're not texting each other or anything. I wish you nothing but best of luck. Sending you love. But I gotta stand for my team. So yeah, we'll see next weekend. Congratulations,
More
Seahawks.
joy, please. More joy,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Let's bring it on. Let's be the light for each other. Because
Agreed.
we're chicks and not dicks. Fuck those dicks. So gross. We're done with those people. Let's not stay in their frequency. Let's rise higher. Drop in, rise higher.
Agreed.
All right. Until next time.
Till next time.